So agriculture is at the crossroads of population growth, diet, and climate change. Population growth is pretty obvious. People need to eat, and more people are coming onto the planet. Diet, also clear. We need to make sure that people have healthy diets to eat and regular fresh food supply. Climate change, less so. It's important to realize that agriculture is the largest land user. It uses 60 times more area than urban and suburban areas combined, accumulating 1/3 of the Earth's surface. The pressure that puts on the ecosystem and the biosphere is pretty intense. It's also the biggest user of water and the biggest emitter of greenhouse gases. One solution here is vertical farming. So let me get through this kind of quick. Basically, a vertical farm is growing food with no sunlight and no soil. We make a box, and we keep all the inputs inside of that box. We put seeds in, fresh nutrients, water, and electricity. And in here, we make the climate for perfected plants. When the plants are going to be ready, basically, sorry, too many changes here. We're going to ship them to seeds and chefs. The real magic here is shortening the supply chain and creating predictable production right next to end users. So the other really big trend is mass urbanization. We're going to build these farms in and around cities. Now, GrowX is the pioneering project here in the Netherlands. We are the first commercial production farm to get out of R&D and to actually establish a production farm that is selling food to users. The way that we approach this is basically going through all of the seeds, figuring out the seed densities to make microgreens, baby greens, leafy greens, salad mixes. This year alone, this year we started the construction of the first project in Amsterdam. And we've gone through about 100 different seed varieties and have started to sell to chefs. We're selling to hotels like the Hoxton, the Pulitzer, the Conservatorium Hotel, big food buyers. Now, the idea of working with these types of chefs and these types of hotels is to make perfect food. See, I believe that everybody in the world deserves Michelin chef quality, fresh greens, herbs, and things like that. So once we get the grow recipes perfected and the infrastructure built, basically just put this onto repeat. We're growing by algorithms. So this is essentially our process. This is Walter from the Hoxton. He's coming in, he's sampling some of the first microgreens, and then we take his order and we put it over to production. Walter tells us how much he wants on what day, and we need between 14 and 30 days, depending on the product, to make his order happen. And then we put it inside the production cell. This cell here, at 250 square meters, is one of the largest vertical farms in Europe. There's only 3 commercial projects here in Europe that are over 100 square meters that are selling to clients. And there's about 12 companies in the US and a few projects in Japan. The question that I want to leave you with is, how are we going to feed these cities? How do we solve the billion meal problem? One city with 1 million people needs to get 1 billion meals in there every single year. So I'm looking to collaborate with people, with retailers who would like predictable fresh food production, with chefs who want a secure supply, and with cities who want to build fresh food infrastructure in and around their city to secure themselves for health, for diet, population, and of course, insulate the risks of climate change. Thank you so much.